Trigger warning.
We are going to be talking about Nazis today.
And many of the activities and policies that Nazis put in place to effectively, unfortunately, murder 6 million?
For the record, we do not agree with it.
No, absolutely not. So
but we're going to be talking about it, so
yeah,
warning.
Please be advised.
Warning.
Ding. Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Well-Behaved Women. I am here with our host Lauren. I am Hannah, and we also have B. Hey B.
Hey.
And today we have an episode. We don't know what it is. B and I are here to learn from our host, Lauren.
Well, hey.
Hey.
Okay, so we're going to start with on this year in history.
On this year in history.
On this year in history.
On this year.
On this year, on this year, on this year.
I did not do a good job on that.
No, we actually did.
Did
that
we?
sounded great.
Oh, I thought I was off key.
That's what happens when you get high
No, we
before the
got you.
pod.
Yeah, it is.
So, on this year in history.
History.
The first recorded public performance of the illusion of sawing a man in half is given by English stage magician P.T. Selbit at Finsbury Park, Empire, Variety Theatre in London.
All right, I'm guessing early, like first 2 decades of 1900s.
I would guess maybe like 1880s.
Okay, all right.
A socialist congress at Vienna ends with the International Working Union of Socialist Parties founded.
I still feel pretty confident with my guess.
If it's in Vienna, it's probably closer to 1920s or 30s.
Black Friday in Britain, transport union members of the Triple Alliance refused to support national strike action by coal miners. This was a devastating blow in the morale of the laborers, as the call by leadership not to strike made them feel unsupported by the people who promised to support them.
Now I'm thinking 1930s. With the mention of Black Friday, I'm guessing it's after the Depression and the big stock market issues. So I'm guessing 1936.
All right, 1936. We're locking it in.
I'm locking mine.
I want more information.
Oh, that may be smart, but I'm confident.
Sophie Scholl was born May 9th, 1921.
Oh, I was closer with my
20s or
first
30s,
guess.
yeah.
Damn. All right.
The fourth of 6 children to Mother Magdalena and Father Robert, who was a mayor of a small town called Forchtenberg am Kocher.
Yep.
Brits are weird.
Yep.
When she was 10, the family of 8 moved to Ulm, which is in southern Germany. There, her father worked as a state auditor and tax consultant. Sophie was known as a carefree child, enjoying school and learning easily when she enrolled in primary school.
Okay.
Of course, by this time, the Socialist Workers' Party in Germany had been founded. It started just before Sophie was born, and Robert was an outspoken critic against the policies and beliefs of the Nazi Party.
Well, that's dangerous.
It's not ideal.
Yeah. I mean, good for you, but I'm proud of you, but be careful.
Yeah. Well,
You got kids.
there's a reason this woman made history.
I know. So,
probably-
yay, Dad, but please be careful.
So it started as a small splinter group by a bunch of angry white guys who were embarrassed that their great German nation was so horribly treated after the Treaty of Versailles. All of this Nazi party is just hate groups because their feelings got hurt.
Oh,
One guy's feelings got hurt. And then a bunch of feelings got hurt.
Ugh, white guys with sensitive
Fuck
feelings.
off.
Just the ones with sensitive feelings.
They quickly chose their leader in the form of a tiny Austrian man who was pretty good at public speaking and really great at placing blame on the Jews and the Marxists.
What was that guy's name?
Yep. What was his name?
His name was Adolf Hitler.
Oh, that guy.
Oh, that guy.
We want him to shut the fuck
I don't think you're supposed to say I'm never going to get demonetized.
up. He shall not be named.
There it is.
Yes. That guy with the mustache.
Okay. So he perpetuated this idea called Dolchstoy-Legende.
All right, I'm going to take a quick guess. German agenda? Deutschland?
Probably no, it's about a legend. So Dolchstoy-Legende, it's like a myth.
Okay.
So it's this idea that the fault lived with the Jews and the Marxists in the nation, and they betrayed the real Germans, basically speaking out against Germany during World War I.
Make it make sense.
Okay, so it doesn't. So
figured.
World War I was basically started because Germany got selfish and they wanted to take bigger pieces than the pie that they were given.
Right.
And so they kind of pushed and shoved Russia.
Okay.
And then Russia came back. And it just kind of exploded from there.
Okay.
But Germany was an instigator, and they
yeah.
really deserved the big-ass slap on the face that they got at the end of the war, which was the Treaty of Versailles. There were a bunch of principles that they had to abide by that basically minimized the amount of influence that their army could have.
Okay.
If you want to hear more about this, go listen to the Ilsa Koch episode. I go over that extensively.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, the background is terrifying.
It's horrible, yeah. So, this didn't really happen a lot, but it pissed this tiny Austrian off. Like, he just decided that was the reason why.
Yeah, that's it.
It wasn't actually something that happened, but he decided that was what it was. He decided the course of truth.
Mm-hmm.
So over the course of the next 12 years, this tiny splinter group grew from a beer hall mob to the ruling government party in Germany.
Mm.
In 1932, it was popular. People were really happy that this party came to power.
Ooh.
Like, lots of people were really happy about this.
Why were they happy about this? I guess, what was the propaganda? Because around this time, wasn't it that there was a lot of propaganda that basically perpetuated the myth that the Jews in Germany were, like, sacrificing Christian babies? There was like a very terrifying years of propaganda before
Not just the Jews, like people of color.
Well, yeah, I guess I'm just thinking of that one example. You're right. And also, I guess Catholics was another group that they went after. Is this kind of when that was happening? Because that's kind of my extent of knowledge in terms of how he gained power. I did not remember this part of history.
I mean, Hitler was just really charismatic. He had a way of getting crowds riled up.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, that's all he really was.
Yeah. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Such a pervasive use of fear.
Most of people were happy. Not everyone, but most people were happy about all of the party coming to power.
Okay.
And Sophie entered this secondary school. Basically, she got into middle school, high school, and joined the Bund Deutscher Mädel, or League of German Girls.
Huh.
It was a Nazi group for the gals.
Okay.
Her brother joined the Hitler Youth himself. His name was Hans. And both of them became very quickly disillusioned for fairly obvious reasons.
Right. But I think I've heard of this league. There's a random side note. There's a YouTube channel that I've just started kind of going through and watching. It's called Who Do You Think You Are?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like about the genealogy, and they have celebrities on there. One of them is Chelsea Handler, who was raised Jewish.
Yeah.
And she was very worried about a German ancestor she had and whether or not he was in the SS, because he had served on the German side during World War II. And it was confirmed he was a German soldier, not an SS soldier, and they found that there was the Hitler Youth groups. And that, how, do we know if this family did this voluntarily, or did they maybe do it more out of fear of the times?
So the dad wasn't a fan of it, but basically it was like, that's the cool thing to do in middle school.
I see.
So I'm going to join the popular group like everyone else joins the popular group.
I see.
And this is the one for blonde hairs and blue eyes.
Oh, God, that must be... I
Super
cannot
fun.
imagine what it was like to grow up during this time. Holy crap.
But they joined for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And coming from the background that they came from, both of them were like, wait a minute, this is fucked up. Like,
Yeah, they're
what
like,
is going on?
What happened?
Yeah, did not plan for this part of it.
It's like QAnon.
Yeah.
For kids.
Quote, her enthusiasm gradually gave way to criticism, and she started paying more attention to this dissenting views of people like her father and some of her teachers. As a young teen, instead of worrying about who had the prettiest doll or the best hair, Sophie chose her friends according to their political ideals. Her criticisms and views were further radicalized when her brothers and friends were arrested for being members of a forbidden party called the Youth Movement.
The youth movement.
The Youth Movement.
Little rebels.
Little rebels, exactly.
Little rascals.
Yep. The Little Rascals. We can call them that.
Yeah.
What's little rascals in German?
Neat. I don't know German. I'll just be very frank here.
Kinder Rascale? I don't know.
Yeah, Kinder. I forgot. Kinder is kids. Like kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
Kleinschlingel.
I was not expecting that.
All right, tell me about the Kleinschlingel.
The Kleinschlingel.
Sorry, still not expecting it.
The Fuhrer does not like the Kleinschlingel.
All I can think of is Inglourious Bastards and Au revoir, Shoshana. That's all I know.
Yep.
And that's French.
That's a wonderful movie.
I like the scene where they go like, damn it, like the guy counts to 3, like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, he did it the
and it
American
goes,
one.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. It's such a subtle detail.
It's so subtle.
I learned from that moment, and then I actually double checked online. That is very much like a European.
Sophie started dating a boy named Fritz Hartnagel, someone who had also started out being entranced by Hitler's New World. She started dating herself a little Nazi. And he had been
a little Nazi.
Yeah, a little Nazi, but he had also been a member of that party, and after experiencing life on the front lines, and with Sophie's influence of like, this isn't as great as you think it is.
Disillusioned him, correct?
Exactly.
Good.
So he lost enthusiasm. He became an opponent of the war.
Love that for him.
Love that for you.
Yeah, love that for you, Fritz.
Although he never officially joined the resistance movements, he helped the cause by sharing news of the course of the war and war crimes and with donations, like when he could afford them. So basically when he had the money, he would put it towards that cause.
Okay. Still love that for you, Fritz.
Yeah. She developed a talent as an artist, and the people that she started to surround herself with were other little degenerate artists. Mm-hmm. The youths.
The other youths?
The youths who like to do horrible things like talk theology and philosophies.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
How dare you think? How dare you think for yourselves?
But just don't fuck the youths, just to clarify.
Oh, yeah, no, not...
Fuck the youths, but don't fuck the youths.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Be very careful here.
Sophie graduated, but just barely, because by that time in 1940, almost all the school was pretty much just Nazi indoctrination.
Yeah.
She got really tired of going to class or participating in school at all, so she barely graduated. Her senior essay was based on a poem called The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. That
Would you like to read this?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Blessing on the hand of woman. Angels guard her strength and grace in the cottage palace hovel. Oh, no matter where the place, would that never storms assailed it, rainbows ever gently curled, for the hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rules the world. Infancy's the tender fountain, power may with beauty flow. Mothers first to guide the streamlet from them souls unresting grow. Growing on for good or evil, sunshine streamed or darkness hurled. For the hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rules the world. Women, how divine your mission here upon our natal sod. Keep, oh keep the young heart open, always to the breath of God. All true trophies of the ages are from mother love impearled. For the hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rocks the world. Blessings on the hand of women, fathers, sons, and daughters cry, and the sacred song is mingled with the worship of the sky. Mingled where no tempest darkens, rainbows evermore are curled. For the hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rules the world. William Ross Wallace. That's beautiful, and if I'm correct here, she's basically saying, like, moms, be very careful what you teach your children, because that is what is going to basically bring the next generation of government and thoughts and ideas. It changes the culture.
Did your parents ever do that thing where they asked you, or where they said, like, do as I say, not as I do?
They didn't say it to me, but their actions did. Sometimes. Yeah. Sorry to put mom and dad on blast, but like I said previously, they don't listen.
I'm not sorry.
Yeah. That's what therapy...
Parents are never perfect.
No parent can be, but
I was the oldest,
do your
so
best.
Like they were just shooting blind with me.
Good luck.
Yep.
We did our best. We tried.
Did they though?
Go to therapy. That's what my mom and dad were like. Just go to therapy.
So at the time, there were only a few professions that could prevent you or insulate you from having to do some sort of military service. So she got a job as a kindergarten teacher. She loved children and was excited for the opportunity, as she was hoping it would fulfill an alternative to serving in...
Good luck.
Reichsarbeitsdienst
Hold on. Let me see.
Ladies and gentlemen.
The National Labor Service.
Okay.
Reichsarbeitsdienst. Okay, fuck it. Like,
I'm going to see if I can do it.
crazy.
So I know I see
It's
the word Reich.
Yep, it's the yellow one.
Sarbeitsdienst. So, yeah. Reichsarbeits... Wait, hold on. Reichsarbeitsdienst. I think. Let me see if they give you a pronunciation.
It's not online.
It's not online?
No.
Oh, that's crap.
No, I don't have service.
Oh, that's right. Okay, never mind. I thought...
You tried.
I forgot that, yeah, the internet is
What's
inside.
that yellow word?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are Americans trying to speak German just in case you were offended. I apologize for my pronunciation.
Reichsarbeitsdienst. That's what I would say.
Yeah, that's our best guesses. I apologize for any mispronunciations. We will try to find an online pronunciation at some point.
So service was a prerequisite to university, and she saw that as the next logical step in her education progression.
Sorry, quick question.
Yeah.
You said there were three professions that prevented you from serving.
I said few, just a
Oh,
few.
just a few. Okay, so...
But basically it's like here where like if you're working in public service.
Yeah, okay,
you know.
public service. But so kindergarten teachers would be considered public service
Yes.
there. All right.
You ready?
Oh, you got a pronunciation for us?
I'm Johnny on the spot, babe.
Reichsarbeitsdienst.
Did not guess that.
I was pretty close.
Reichsarbeitsdienst.
You did do a better job with like the emphasis. You knew where at least they should go because I did
Yeah.
not. I did not.
Yeah, I had no idea.
No clue.
I got nothing.
We were in there blind.
The German government didn't take the bait. So in 1941, she had to serve as a nursery teacher in Bloomberg. It was a government job. The whole time she'd write that her soul was hungry.
Uh-huh.
She wanted an end to the war, a future with Fritz, the ability to read theology in peace.
Mm.
I just want to read
I just want to
read the Bible.
I just want to read the Bible and think about Jesus.
There are better books, babe. There are better books.
There's also books that talk about thinking about the Bible.
Mm.
Yeah.
She
And then
just
there's
wanted
books
to
that talk
learn
about thinking.
about
Thinking.
about the Bible.
It always comes back to something about the Bible.
Yeah, everything was fairly religious.
I mean, there's
focused.
pre-Bible shit, but
I know.
like
The
that
source
gets
material is
co-opted
limited.
into
Mhm.
Bible shit. you
Yeah.
know?
These
As is
poor,
tradition.
poor people.
Yeah.
As is tradition.
We see it in lots of places.
So she's just out of high school. Her second job is a teacher, and now it's for the military. She has grown to hate this fucking government.
Yeah.
I mean, she has to work for them,
Yeah.
but also they're
She
not
hates
really
it.
a government anymore. They're definitely full on Nazi at this point.
Where does that sound familiar? I was gonna say I can really empathize, and not. I keep saying empathize. I never worked in a government job, but I can definitely sympathize with her in a job you hate to your core. Something is off morally.
Mm-hmm.
That was me in sales, all the lying and all of this, back deals I had to make. Nice. It sounds like I worked in like an alley, like going, hey.
Selling kidneys.
Selling heroin to kids wholesale.
Got a fresh one. Still works. I just worked in sales, but it's just sucked because I would be telling people this apartment's
Dealing
great,
counterfeit
even though I knew
antifreeze.
that there were issues with it that they were going to have to go into, and we only took them into a unit that looked just like the one they were getting, but it was nicer looking inside. Yeah. I hated
That's
doing
why
that.
you always toured the unit you're going to go in.
I know. And I would tell them, oh, yeah, but it's going to get painted. This is going to get fixed. And then, of course, during turnover, something didn't get fixed. So I felt for the residents, and it sucked because I'd have to be the person that they come back to, and I'd have to tell them, yeah, they'll be there in 3 days because I can't tell them the truth that they're backed up. Anyway, property management rant from somebody who escaped the industry. Back to
Happy
this.
have you on the other
You
side.
did it.
I did.
You did it.
Yay. No, this is of course, on a much more high stakes scale. This is about the way that they have to live their lives every day.
Yep.
This poor woman.
This is groupthink at its very worst, and God forbid you have a thought that's anything other than ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Mein Führer.
Oh my God,
is
how
the
hard
best.
it must be for her to have to bite her tongue. And she's
Right.
in a government teaching job. So I
Yeah.
can imagine she's having to teach them these government Nazi policies. Oof, to children, people she cares about. Sorry, all the levels. It's like an onion.
It's crazy. It's crazy, yeah.
With all the layers.
I don't want this onion.
I don't want this onion
This is
either.
a rotten onion.
So Sophie began to practice passive resistance inside the government, basically.
Okay.
So elsewhere in Germany. Elsewhere in Germany.
Elsewhere, news bulletin. I can't do it. News bulletin.
This is in 1942.
Okay.
So World War II is in full swing. Hitler has been subtly and then not so subtly building to the concept of the final solution, which was the code name to murder all the Jews within reach.
What was it codenamed?
The final solution.
Ew.
Yep.
Ew.
So up to
Sorry,
this point,
I couldn't think of anything else to say besides ew. It was
And we
very
shall call
horrifying.
it the final solution.
This man needs Jesus.
So up to this point, there have been obviously been like concentration camps and experimentation and lots of killings. But in early 1942, Hitler literally publishes The Final Solution to the Jewish Question, in which he first suggests the deportation of all Jews, then the extermination of all Jews. By this point, mass killings had been starting, but this makes it official and it goes viral. That's the kiddos say.
It's just very hard to imagine, but then yet again we had when a certain president was sitting in their certain administration, and then they started calling for like a travel ban, you know. That comes to mind as a smaller version of this.
Elsewhere in Germany.
Oh yes, elsewhere
In Germany, 3 new killing camps open up, and lots of concentration camps shift gears into killing camps. Battles are all across the front. At least 1 million Jews have been massacred. Everyone's pissed at Germany and Italy at this point. Jews are being deported from all around Germany, being sent from already horrible conditions to even worse tortures, terrors, and death that no one signed up for. Oh, trigger warning.
Yeah,
This is not going to be good.
we could put a little space and just go
Doont.
trigger warning.
We are going to be talking about Nazis today.
And many of the activities and policies that Nazis put in place to effectively, unfortunately, murder 6 million?
For the record, we do not
6
agree with it.
No, absolutely not. So
But we're going to be talking about it, so
yeah,
warning.
please be advised.
Warning. Ding.
Cool.
Sophie's finishing up her conscription from school in Bloomberg and working at a metallurgical plant in Ulm. I don't know what the fuck a metallurgical
I was
plant
just
is.
about to ask.
I want to say metals. That's probably...
Metallurgic?
Metallurgy, yeah. Working with metals.
Welding,
Metals that people are
Yeah.
allergic to. That's my best guess. It's not right.
I don't think so.
I want to
I don't think they
it
knew
is.
about
I
metal
love-
allergies
I
at that
love
point.
I don't think so.
harsh metals against my skin.
Is that what they're worried about?
Yeah.
The
Sure.
blue people of Kentucky had not been discovered yet. You know about
What?
these people?
No, I
Yes.
do not.
Oh my god,
Oh,
what?
they're poisoned with silver and their skin is tinted blue.
Generations
They
of
look like
people.
Smurfs.
No, I do know of that group, but I forget their names.
The
But
Appalachian
it was-
blue people.
But yeah, it was also due to a lot of inbreeding.
Yes.
Trigger warning
Oh,
on
yeah.
that.
Do we really have to trigger warn for
Generation
inbreeding?
after generation.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway. But okay. Yeah. All right.
All right, so she's at a metal allergy plant in Ulm. Fritz is deployed to the front lines of the war, and they'd write letters back and forth about theology of conscience and shared Bible verses back and forth.
Spicy.
Quote, I can't understand how some people continuously risk other people's lives. I will never understand it, and I think it's terrible. Don't tell me it's for the fatherland, end quote. So Robert, Sophie's father, is serving prison time because he called Ader...
Ader?
No.
Oh.
But can we call him that from now on? Adolf
Ader?
Hitler? Can we just call him Ader?
The Ader-nader.
Ader. So Sophie's father, Robert, is serving prison time because he called Ader the scourge of God.
Wow.
He got 4
Yeah.
months for being a total badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call him what he is.
Yeah.
Call him exactly what
Yeah.
he is. Sorry.
I love that. That was like my favorite little bit. Like, fuck yeah. Fuck
Yeah.
yeah, Sophie's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you? But on this flip side, poor guy. What do you think that sentence was like.
Oh God, not good.
No.
But
Not
also,
anything
like,
good.
imagine, like, getting out. It's like, sheriff.
Yeah, I said it.
Yeah. Uh-huh. What'd you go to prison for? I dissed the Fuhrer.
So Sophie's brother Hans had already been enrolled at the University of Munich, making friends who had similar ideas and thoughts. His group discussed theology, philosophy, history, literature, art, music, hiking, swimming, and anything that was not Nazi Germany.
Yeah.
He also made very close friends with Alexander Schmorell, Willy Graf, and Jürgen Wittenstein.
And they are...
These are his little buddies in
cool.
their little group. So with
Alright.
these friends, he was able to truly open up about all the horrors that he saw in the war. Like, you get fucking scarred, and so he was able to talk about it with these guys.
Good. You gotta shoot the shit with people.
And they needed
Somewhere.
to fight it through peaceful resistance from now on.
Okay.
So in June of 1942, they have their first meeting of the group called the White Rose.
The White Rose.
They adopted a strategy of passive resistance towards the Nazis by writing and publishing leaflets that called for the toppling of National Socialism.
I wonder how they distribute it. They're just on the street going, leaflet? You want a leaflet? Sir? Leaflet? No? Okay. Do you want to sign up for the... No? Alright. They all had matching shirts.
You just go into the bar and you just slide.
Yeah, you slide it down the bar. Give them a little eyebrow waggle.
Into the gastropub.
Gastropub.
The beer house.
Beer house. Beer hall.
That's exactly what they did.
Oh, really?
Bang!
Oh my god!
So after, in order to do it under the radar, leaflets were deemed the way to success in getting the word out.
Okay.
The first 4 leaflets were published and handed out from the end of June to mid-July of that year.
Are you tired of Hitler? Do you find it hard to live under these conditions?
Is the fatherland no longer your father?
Is Adolf on your nerves?
Are you tired of Daddy?
Getting tired of Ader?
Hey, getting tired of Ader?
Just say my name 3 times. I'll come and get him.
It's not Beetlejuice.
Bush. No, I'm just kidding. I'm
Bush.
kidding. Because that's something you sounded like him when you... I'm like, that sounds like something Bush would do.
It's 2023. Why are we advocating for Bush?
I'm joking. We're not advocating for Bush. I'm just saying the accent reminded me of him.
So after her required 6 months of service, Sophie enrolled at the University of Munich as well, where her brother already was a student. He introduced her to his close friends in the White Rose, where she found a safety and comfort in her cohorts that shared a disdain for the ruling party of her government. She was finally out of it, and she fucking hated it.
Yeah.
In their many meetings, they dialogued about the best way forward for an individual to behave themselves under dictatorships.
So how would they... I'm wondering, I'm just trying to think, what would they do, like, walk in groups? Oh, we have... Somebody's gonna tell me.
Okay. Quoting extensively from the Bible, Aristotle and Novalis, as well as Goethe and Schiller, the iconic poets of German bourgeoisie,
Yeah, bourgeoisie.
believing that these people would be easily convinced by the same arguments that also motivated the authors themselves. Alexander Schmorell authored the first 4 pamphlets to be passed out. They encouraged citizens to resist the Nazi regime, denouncing the murder of Jewish people and demanding an end to the war.
Damn right.
"We won't be silenced," read one. "We are your bad conscience. The White Rose won't leave you in peace."
Damn right. We're gonna kick your ass and be a little thorn in your ass all the way to... Oops, I just started moving the table. Sorry, everybody. Back to my rant. So, we're gonna shove that thorn up your ass because this is fucking wrong.
Exactly. So they'd be left in telephone booths, mailed to professors and students, and sent to other universities and passed out there. And Sophie was kind of the key to making this part of it actually work. Because at the time, she was far less likely to be stopped for no reason than the men would be.
Yeah.
So she and her brother, basically, like, if you weren't part of it, you had to prove that you were a student if you were a dude, because otherwise you were definitely supposed to be in a uniform, right?
They're like, I was in class today. All right,
Yeah.
Can you sign this?
Yep.
Please, I don't want to go. Yeah. I found it's a lot like that. So many people were just... There are people whose ancestors were drafted in just to the standard German army
Yep.
that were totally against what was happening with this regime.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's horrible. Poor guys.
Yeah, it's bad. It gets bad. So, she and her brothers and the other friends that they had in the White Rose would go around dropping these leaflets everywhere. And on February 18th, 1943, Sophie and Hans went to Ludwig Maximilian University to hand out these pamphlets together.
Okay.
They stuffed a suitcase full of them, and while classes were in session, Sophie and Hans dropped the pamphlets in the hallways of a main corridor in the hopes that when the students left their lectures, they would pick them up.
Oh shit, they did like a go to the top of the building stairwell
Yes,
and just
they did a 10
unload.
Things I Hate About You.
Oh my god, I imagine them going up the stairs in like long black coats. Or maybe like
Right
something
before
like
the
that.
lecture, right before the lecture ended, Sophie found the last few copies of the pamphlets, and in an effort to quickly distribute them, she did what all of us dream of doing.
The Regina George?
Yes!
Ah! Sorry for the scream.
Yes,
but oh
right
my-
down the stairwell.
Oh my
Yes.
god, I hope there was just like a little soundtrack going on in her head when she did it. Good for you. Damn straight. She did the Regina George.
Yes, they
Oh.
went flying like such beautiful birds, tiny doves of hope in this crappy fucking world.
Oh, I thought that was actually a quote that she
No.
wrote down until you said a crappy fucking world. I'm like, she
Crappy
didn't say
fucking
that.
world. Yeah. So she would have gotten away with it too if it hadn't been for that meddling Jakob Schmidt, who was a self-avowed Nazi for the past 6 years.
And their damn dog, too.
And their damn dog, too.
Yep. Not actually Scooby-Doo. TM.
Like Soink Scoob, it's a Nazi!
Oh my god! Jinkies!
Reggie.
Where are my glasses? Where are my glasses?
Someone hand out this pamphlet! We should split up to go hand out pamphlets.
Yes.
I'll go with Daphne.
Love that. So, knowing they'd been spotted, they both ran, and as Jacob, I'm just going to call him Jacob because I can't do Jakob.
Jingleheimer Schmidt?
Exactly. Flew up the stairs in pursuit. The bell rang, releasing the students from their classrooms. When he got to the 3rd floor, he screamed, "You are under arrest!" and caught up to the two who had stopped them where they stood.
Excuse me, is he a cop?
Basically, at that point,
Oh. Well, that's shitty.
they had basically deputized every citizen.
Oh, fucking hell.
It's for the cause. We
Yep.
gotta lock up the protesters.
Mm-hmm.
That's gotta be tough. You never know who is watching.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you...
And because he was
she
watching,
just-
he was able to just arrest him.
Yeah,
How
she did a full
dictatorships
Regina George.
happen.
Yep.
Oh, fuck. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so how did she... What happened?
So
I
she
guess?
managed to hide some incriminating evidence in a nearby classroom. Hans had a draft of a 7th pamphlet that they had written in his pocket, and he
Okay.
tore it up and then he tried to eat it.
Oh!
She literally, like, fucking took a suitcase and tossed it in the classroom and kept running.
Just, like,
and he
kick it.
was, like, ripping up this pamphlet and stuffing it in his mouth.
Hurry, hurry, hurry.
So when the Gestapo took her and Hans into custody, they pried enough of the pamphlet out to make out what it said.
Pried out of his mouth?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So the main
Rude.
interrogator was named Robert Moore, and he came back and interrogated Hans further. He admitted it had been written by a comrade named Christopher Probst, who he then immediately tried to throw under the bus, saying, "The piece of paper that I tore up following my arrest this morning originated with Christoph Probst. All
That-
other
that I
persons,
tore
with
it
the
up."
exception of Probst, are, in my opinion, not guilty."
Tore it up.
And then he's like, "It's his idea. Anyone that happens to be connected to this, like, no, we're not guilty. Absolutely not.
Nope.
It's just him." So Moore originally thought Sophie was innocent of any wrongdoing, but when Hans confessed about Christoph, she decided she'd assume full responsibility to try and protect the rest of the members of the White Rose.
Well, and how old was she?
She was 18, I think.
Still, at 18 years old, that's so young to be like, I'm just gonna take
No,
full
she wasn't 18.
responsibility. How old? You said she was?
Hold on.
Okay, alright, pause.
Going back to the year she was born. Oh, she's 22.
Oh, 22, still. At 22, I would not have had
21. But yeah, almost
Still.
22.
early college age.
Yep.
No, I would not have had the wherewithal to be like, I'm going to put this all on me and just face it.
Yeah.
How?
So Fritz had been in Poland. Her boyfriend had been in Poland at a hospital. He suffered from frostbite in Russia when he'd received a letter at the hospital from Magdalena, who is her mother.
Okay.
He checked himself out and rushed to the Scholl home as quickly as he could. On February 22nd, 1943, Sophie and Hans were tried in the People's Court before Judge Roland Freisler.
Fleischer?
Yeah, it was a People's Court. So do you know what a People's Court is?
No.
It's an absolutely nonsense, like...
I just know the TV show.
Yeah, it's absolutely nonsensical.
It's essentially a witch hunt. It's
Yeah.
just...
It has
like
no
it.
legal standing whatsoever.
Oh,
It's just like, hey, he did it. Do you
Court
think
of
he
public
did it?
opinion.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
literally.
Court of public
Yes.
opinion. And when you said People's Court, the first thing that came to mind is
They
the
go,
TV show.
Yes.
All right, so he's a Nazi, and
Yeah.
we're going to burn him at the stake by show of hands who thinks he needs to burn. Yeah, all right, cool. We're going to burn him.
Burn him. He's a...
So it's a completely farcical trial with no real purpose other than to make a public spectacle of the punishing dissenters.
Yeah.
And so the most effect it had was basically just exactly.
Yeah, to
influence
basically
public
take
opinion.
care of the problem by court of
Yes.
public opinion.
The law can't tear you up, but by golly, the people of the town
Yeah,
can.
we know you're
Bureaucracy
not on our
takes
side.
too long. Let us figure it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The only defense the Scholl siblings were allowed
Totally.
was the statement that Sophie gave.
Somebody, after all, had to make a start. What we wrote and said is also believed by many others. They just don't dare express themselves as we did.
So that same day, they were found guilty of treason against Germany and sentenced to death. They didn't seem that scared, and prison officials were pretty impressed with their apparent bravery enough to let them smoke cigarettes together before they were executed.
Oh, so you're going to execute her?
How
But-
very European.
yeah, but let's have a
One last
ciggy.
cigarette, yeah. Yeah. One last ciggy.
One last ciggy. All right, sorry we have to do this, but it's the law
Right.
of public opinion.
I mean, it's the least we could do is give you one last cigarette.
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess it goes along with I guess maybe they respected her, but they had to. It was their job. They are just following orders, as many have said.
Right.
They're probably also desensitized.
Very.
Very much so.
I mean, to the point where you could have a cigarette with them. That's so terrifying.
Yeah, we're gonna put you to a firing squad in about 45 minutes, but take your time. You're fine. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we
got all day.
We can push a
yeah,
little
no,
bit,
I'm not
yeah.
going anywhere.
I got you.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just my dog's
I'm here till
birthday,
5,
but-
dog. It's cool.
Yeah, long as I'm home to, play with my daughter and make sure she goes to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I need.
That is... So,
Yeah.
I can't really wrap my head around that.
It's bad.
Yeah.
So a woman named Ilse Gable was Sophie's cellmate in the 4 days before her death and remembers Sophie's last words to her. Quote, oh, here.
Spook me up, baby.
Actually, it's you. It's
Oh,
Sophie.
it is. That's Sophie.
The ghost of Sophie.
The ghost of...
The ghost of Sophie. Hey, guys.
Oh, cool ghost.
How can we expect righteousness to prevail when there is hardly anyone willing to give himself up individually to a righteous cause? It is such a splendid sunny day, and I have to go. But how many have to die on the battlefield in these days? How many young, promising lives? What does my death matter if by our acts thousands are warned and alerted? Among the student body, there will certainly be a revolt. Shit. Yeah, she's just like, you know what? At least I know my death will help inspire many.
Yep. At 5 p.m., Sophie was beheaded by guillotine.
Oh! Guillotine?
Bring it back. Bring it back.
God.
I just had a conversation with an old man on the train about the guillotine. Woo!
How did
Bring
that-
it back.
Wait. How did that come up?
Man, that was
Does
awesome.
it really matter? Old man on the train.
I'm
it
just
just
so
happens.
curious.
All right, so long story short, we were headed back home from DIA from visiting my family. Maybe we were in California with Danica's family. Anyway, we were on the train from DIA to Union Station because it's easier to get the train in. It's super cheap.
Love light rail.
It's great. And this 60-plus-year-old man was sitting across from us on the train. He was nice enough, and he just kind of struck up a conversation. Then he talked about how he lived overseas for a long... This dude was definitely, disclaimer, a conscientious objector. For sure, 1,000%. And is talking about how his now Filipino girlfriend was, really conservative Republican, which is how a lot of immigrant people are and whatever. And then he's like showing her the error of her ways, blah, blah, blah. But then we started talking about just how crazy the world is in general.
Yeah.
And we were talking about like the revolution in France. And I was like, I don't know, I think they have the right idea. And he goes, yeah, they also invented the guillotine. I go, yeah, you're not going to like this, but I like that too.
Bring it
Like,
back.
you didn't know what kind of conversation you were signing up for, pal.
Oh my god. That's a fun train conversation.
Everybody loves a violent liberal.
Yeah.
So at 5 p.m., Sophie was beheaded by guillotine.
Yeah.
Hans was beheaded at 5:02. Christoph at 5:05.
R.I.P.
Yep,
Damn, that's efficient.
that is very efficient,
Woo.
very quick.
That was sharp.
Hey, let's get this out of the basket and get the next one in there, boys.
I got so many of these to do
Oh my
today.
god, I just imagine it horribly as like a water slide where he's like, wait. Wait.
Now you got 3
No,
bodies
no,
piled
I
up.
said wait.
You got 20 more
Go.
seconds.
We gotta time this right, people.
Damn, that's good.
Oh my god. This is for your safety.
You roll the body away. All right, shoot that
your
basket.
safety.
Shoot that
I'm
basket.
headed to
Hey,
my
just
death.
kick.
Who gives a fuck about safety?
Well, I mean, we're talking about the, you know,
Yeah, God
German
forbid you break your arm
efficiency
before we
is
behead
a
you.
stereotype, and I wonder if that came for a reason.
Probably. Anyway, her last words at the age of 21 were, "The sun still shines."
The sun still shines. Break my heart.
There's like
just imagine-
maybe others, but I'm pretty sure that's the one.
Yeah, well, it sounds right because she just said it's a beautiful day.
So at a stop in Berlin,
Oh.
Fritz phoned the Scholl house to find if there had been any updates. Sophie's brother Werner had to bear the bad news that she and Hans had been executed the day before.
Oh.
The leaflet Hans had tried to destroy was sent by the White Rose to England, where it was used as propaganda by the Royal Air Force. Just a couple months after her execution, the pamphlet was retitled The Manifesto of the Students of Munich, and it was dropped by the millions of copies all over Germany.
Fuck off.
The German name is forever damaged if the German youth doesn't finally rise up and avenge and atone at the same time, crush their tormentors, and found a new spiritual Europe.
Wow.
Without ever making news at the time, the White Rose and the Scholls had lit a spark. The flame grew and grew all through word of mouth. Basically, rumors abound about them, and it just grew and grew.
Yeah, people get curious. Who are they? Maybe
Right.
I want to go see this meeting
Oh,
with
you
the
didn't
White
hear
Rose.
about the Scholls? Oh, let me tell you about the Scholls. Oh my
Oh
gosh,
my god,
I've heard of this
heartbreaking
thing called-
story.
Yes, it's horrible, and they were
Guys.
just trying to help.
I mean, seriously, they were just doing the right thing.
Yeah, Heil the Kleinschlingels.
And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, their heads are gone, and it's just fucked.
Yeah.
Here, get a beer. Hold on, let me get a beer. We're gonna talk about this.
Kleinschlingels is German for little rascals, which we dubbed the youth, the military youth.
The
Youths.
Hitler youths, yeah. Kleinschlingels. Kleinschlingels. Damn youths.
Fucking kids.
Yeah. So later historians and playwrights would discuss Sophie with a kind of awe. Quote, "You cannot really measure the effect of this kind of resistance in whether or not X number of bridges were blown up or a regime fell. The White Rose has really a more symbolic value, but that's a very important value."
Yeah.
After supporting the Scholl family both emotionally and financially, Fritz was captured by U.S. troops in April 1945 and held up until September.
Mm-hmm.
After Sophie's death, Fritz had become close with her sister Elizabeth, and in October of 1945 they married. They never got married. They were like fiancés during her
Oh.
life, but they had been together
Okay.
her whole life.
I was, like,
and so after she
processing.
died, and the sister of one of the sisters got close to him.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Okay.
kept it in the family.
Okay.
It's always weird.
Well, it's also
Oh,
like
well-
a shared trauma. Like,
Yeah, I
we
was gonna
both
say, you
lost
get
someone
close
very
after
important
that.
to us. Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, that's a shared
I
experience.
literally
for the
just heard a
families.
story about a guy who got a double lung transplant from some other dude and then ended up like meeting
I heard
and
that story.
marrying that guy's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
That's
That's
very
spooky.
strange.
like that
That's
guy.
weird shit.
Yeah. Where did I hear that story?
I heard it on a podcast.
I heard it on a podcast, and I'm trying to remember what podcast.
The Honeydew? That's where I heard it.
No. Where did I'll figure out where I heard it. I know I heard that somewhere recently.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So the Hartnagel family, what?
It's just,
Sorry.
it is really crazy. I'm sorry, I'm a little high.
No, you're fine.
I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious.
I'm a little
That
stitious.
scares me.
So the Hartnagels would go on to have 4 boys, and Fritz would earn his law degree at Ludwig Maximilian University, the same school Sophie had been captured at. His letters to and from Sophie while he was on the front lines went on to inspire a novel about them, and she has inspired a number of films, books, plays, and songs.
Oh, wait, do you happen to have the name of the novel? Because, damn, because I'm going to read it now.
It's not a plug, Hannah.
I'll send it to you.
I'm just, send it to me.
So, quote, "It is possibly the most spectacular moment of resistance that I can think of in the 20th century. The fact that 5 little kids in the mouth of the wolf, where it really counted, had the tremendous courage to do what they did, is spectacular to me. I know that the world is better for them having been there, but I do not know why." So, that's Sophie.
Sorry, that left me speechless.
Yeah.
That's...
The end.
Right.
Sophie.
Damn. Yeah.
Damn, Sophie.
Damn, Sophie.
Damn.
That kid.
And there's the title of the...
Damn, Sophie. Back at it again.
We're in Guardian.
Beheadings.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Do we do it, guys? Is that the title?
With the guillotine.
Yes.
With the pamphlets. With the pamphlets. Damn, Sophie, back at it again with the pamphlets? No, it's the
That's the
beheading.
guillotine. Come on.
It's the
With the
guillotine.
beheadings. With the beheadings.
Well,
Yes, that's it. For sure.
Oh,
We had
God.
Guardians last night, and there's a line in the movie where Nebula goes, "Drax, why didn't you tell us you knew how to speak their language?" And he goes, "Why didn't you ask?" And then a little kid in the front goes, "Damn!"
That's so funny.
and then we saw him we were on the way out of the theater, and he mentions again how funny it was. And the little kid looks up, and his mom's like, "It was him."
That's funny.
She's like,
I'm embarrassed.
"It
but
was
it's him.
funny."
I was dying.
Yep.
That's good.
Like,
Kids.
literally just as I was processing what Drax says, the kid's like, "Damn!" I was like, "Ah!"
I love when
Love when a kid
parents
do that.
know that their kids are just fucking funny, and
Yeah.
they just kind of roll with
Oh,
it.
here's the
They're
real
like,
kicker.
"It was this
He's gonna
guy."
be saying it for the next fucking month because
Absolutely.
I went into both of us
She
walked
knows
into the
it.
bathroom after that. Even I'll prove it to you right here. I was at the urinal. I saw him walk into a stall, and as I was leaving, I heard him whisper to himself, "Damn!" This kid could have been more than 10.
That's cute. That's the
That's so
funniest thing
cute.
he's ever said in his life. at this point.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's
And I was
so
like, "You
proud.
reinforced it. Now everything for the next
damn.
month." Damn.
Like, I don't care.
Or
It's
just-
his mom's problem to
It
deal
doesn't
with.
fucking matter.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's
That's really funny.
I love when kids are unintentionally hilarious.
Yes.
I think about my mom loves to tell a story. I guess when I was growing up, we went to a wedding in San Francisco, and it was close to October, so pumpkins started showing up, and I guess I saw one that was so big, I just went, "Jesus Christ!" in the back seat of the cab, and so the driver's just like, "What?"
I would
And they're
have
just
fucking
looking
jerked
at
the
him
wheel.
I'm so sorry.
This
I was
little
sassy.
heathen back here.
I was really sassy to my,
Oh my
mom
God.
too on that trip because she got a new haircut and she was talking to my dad "Isn't it funky and hip?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, it's funky, but it's not hip." I feel bad. I was so mean.
Sassy.
No, that's pretty funny. So that's been the show. I don't know.
Yeah.
We have a
Oh
list
man, that was the end of the show. Damn, that was. We're just gonna end it like that. It was lame as hell.
That's it. Bye.
All right, well that's it.
Bye.
You heard him. See ya.
All right. I guess something.
No, that was it. We're done.
That was it.
That was
Okay,
it.
that's
No.
it. That's
Bye.
it.
Don't follow us on any social
Everybody say,
media.
no socials. We'll plug them in later. Bye.
Look for the socials in the description. I'll put them in there for you
See?
in case you want to know what they are
Perfect. I love
and
it.
you want to, follow us or.
Or don't.
You know
'cause
what?
we're evil.
Honestly,
Rate us.
that's gonna be part of the song. You have a little intro song and a little outro song. Follow us on blah blah blah.
Doo-dah, doo-dah. Follow us at Instagram at Well Behaved Women.
Podcast.
It won't be that.
You can't just disregard us like that. You can't.
You're minimizing our efforts
My creative integrity is at stake here.
for the outro. Anyway, that's been our fucking podcast.
Bye. Peace.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.